Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday evening and it's time for some eISL, which is, of course, powered by Coca Cola. Before we have this event started, a huge shout out to our associate sponsors, Hero, our esports partners, Notwin Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners, Terra Virtua, for making this event happen. And joining along with me, as always, is Azim. And today we have a cracker of a showdown amongst us.
Yes, absolutely. Valentine's Day just went past, but there is no love in the air between these two teams because there have been interesting results in the past. But quickly, let's take you through the tournament format. This is, of course, the league stage and a very, very crucial match of the league stage. Of course, there will be 3 games, 2 1v1s and 1 co-op. As always, the top 4 teams make it to the finals, played from the 19th to the 21st of March. And of course, on the 21st, we will decide which of the 2 winning team members represents India at FGS 2022?
Yeah, this is exactly what everybody's eyeing out for. And also, that humongous prize pool of 78 lakh rupees, out of which the first position gets 15 lakhs, and so on reduces, and the MVP gets 4 lakhs plus a personalized NFT of the player by Terra Virtua. And again, that is something that I'm really excited about. But more than that, today, the matchup that we've had this in the past, Azim. FC Goa going up against SCEB Bengal, and it was an absolute thrashing by Ankit Gupta. But before that, let's take a look at the leaderboard and see what's on the line. Of course, FC Goa, they would be eyeing out for that 4th spot and would be wanting to enter into the top 4 by taking their sweet revenge against a team that does not seem to be stopping at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, a very, very important game because both teams are level on matches played. So if FC Goa can get a win here, they basically cut down the deficit to SCEB Bengal to just 1 single point, which could be huge in the title race. But of course, easier said than done. It's going to be very, very challenging. We know Ankit Gupta is right back in form, but we also know that FC Goa are back in form as well. Struggled a little bit in their last game, but managed to get that 1 point in the end. And a bit of a switch up over here. It's Ankit Gupta going up against Afnan Amin and Beno 7 going up against V Sharma. So this is going to be very, very tasty.
You know what? It's really smart. I must say this out loud because last time Ankit Gupta and V Sharma, when they locked horns, it was a 6-0 win for V Sharma and Afnan. However, he did manage to, sort of edge past. But then again, SCEB Bengal were just a better team in the co-op game, I believe. Yes, it was a 3-2 scoreline. But now we've got to take a look at the head-to-head stats. Of course, SCEB Bengal being the more flashier team, being the team that has been scoring a lot of goals. But today, the game plan for FC Goa would be, of course, to win the second match at the very least, and in the co-op, should not make the mistakes that they did last time, and should have a comfortable 3 points secured for them.
Yeah, and of course, let's quickly take you back to the last time that these guys went head to head. An absolute cracker. I think this was probably amongst the top 3 in terms of goals scored for one single match. I mean, it's like 9 plus 6, 15, 20 goals scored across 3 matches. So it was an absolute firecracker showdown. Not a day that V Sharma will want to remember for sure. But he can get his revenge playing up against Sayantan today. And Afnan, of course, he is going to be a bit nervous as well. He didn't have he managed to get an okay result the last time out, but V Sharma didn't, and it's going to be it came down to the co-op the last time. But of course, it's a huge contrast when you look at the number of goals scored. Ankit Gupta averaging pretty much 3 games per match, and Afnan managing just the 1.5 games. He has been in good form since the turn of the year. Of course, Ankit Gupta has been in form throughout the year and the last year and probably the next year. He's just permanently in form, this man.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be a very, very excited game, which is already kicked off. Here we go. Let's see if there's any new meta updates. It does look like it is sort of stabilizing now with the addition of the team of the year. And of course, I think FC Goa in their white away jersey, Afnan needs to make sure that he gets his tactics changed while he's on the ball. That's not what you want to do early on in the game. Gets the ball in behind. Could be an early chance for Ankit Gupta, but the pace of Hakimi enough to intervene, and maybe signs of early nerves there from Afnan.
Oh yeah, And this has to be there, right? Unless and until he scores one off. And we know Afnan has been showing drastic improvement over the past couple of days, right? Even he won his last individual matchup, and now he's kind of struggling to deal with this humongous attacking force from SC's Bengal and from Ankit Gupta especially, but has found some room around the right wing. He is pacing in with Messi. Needs to find that pass onto which Ronaldo Kante definitely does that again, passing it on to which Neymar Jr. has an opening with Gullit. And the question remains, does he pull one off like that? Had Ankit Gupta been in that position, especially Imad, we've seen him take those shots with Gullit more often. And he's got that room, but wants to create more with Mbappe, switching his legs around, has to give a pass to some player and overthinking this all around. And, well, the tag's still in place, but now has been taken off.
Yeah, I think Afnan could potentially have taken a shot, but I don't think it would have been a very high percentage shot. Maybe would have had to rely on the keeper parrying the ball to another attacker or maybe getting a corner. So tried to be a bit smart about it, but of course in those tight areas it is very, very difficult to find space inside the box, particularly when you're playing up against somebody whose defense is that organized. But this time it's in. Shortly has to make this count, and he doesn't. A huge opportunity thrown away there by Afnan, and will he be made to pay for this now by Ankit Gupta on the counter attack?
Oh, Azim, that is going to hurt him for the rest of the evening, but he's got to get over that, right? Still very early phases of the game, and I mean, I do not think that he's going to get a better chance than this. And Afnan is going to be kicking himself as Ankit Gupta pacing in from the left wing has got Ronaldo to play around, but Hakimi making that important interception there, out for a corner though.
Yeah, but I think Afnan will take some encouragement from the fact that he has been able to put Ankit under pressure. We did see this in the game against, I believe it was Mumbai City FC as well, where for the first half of the game, Ashwin really had Ankit back against the wall, pushing him back, but then suddenly Ankit came roaring back in that second half. So needs to make this opportunity count. That's what Ashwin could not do when he went up against him from Mumbai City FC, and Afnan as well right now. Not quite able to take those opportunities, getting into good positions. So clearly has been watching Ankit and seeing and noticing what the patterns of his play have been. But for the moment can't quite get that final pass and that final shot away. And it's only a matter of time, you think, before Ankit Gupta gets in. Pauses the save from Donnarumma, and again, two headers, both on target. And Afnan, well, he can breathe for a moment, but just a moment because it's a corner.
And we know Ankit Gupta loves his set pieces, right? He knows those corner routines, and something could just work out. But this is a good break with Marquinhos. But instantly slows down the pace, wants to, have a control over here. But these long passes, I mean, Azim, this is something that we're witnessing quite often from Afnan in this particular matchup. And again, Ankit Gupta being one of those players who relies highly on his instincts, right? It's so difficult to figure out what he's going to try to do next, right? Most of the players have a certain play style, but Ankit Gupta is one of those players who really adapts to the situation. And like you said, if Afnan needs an early lead, if he needs to walk off with a victory, he needs to score some early goals over here so that he can put Ankit Gupta a little bit under the pressure, and he's exactly trying to do that. Passes on towards Neymar Jr. will of course use that dribbling, but to no avail. It's taken away.
Yeah. And now on the counter attack, Ankit Gupta, let's see what he can do over here. Afnan trying to push him as wide as possible. And now, big opportunity with Messi on the ball again. Well defended, unfortunate with the deflection, and defended well again. So Afnan doing a good job on defense, not allowing Ankit to get those shots off. And of course, that is really the crux of what you have to do. Don't get him into a position. Well, that's a strange. You know what? Knowing Ankit, he was probably trying to go for a direct corner over there.
Oh, I don't think that has happened yet in the eISL. But I would not be surprised if Ankit Gupta is the one who scores a goal like that. But for now, I think, huge ups to Afnan. He's put up a rock-solid defense. Marquinhos, Hakimi doing the job perfectly fine. But this could be an interesting break with Messi. He's got to search for that cutback. But Maldini coming in with the interception. And I think we had Rio Ferdinand being one of those choices instead of Maldini lately. I think players have gotten him back.
Yeah, and it does depend, of course, what kind of what players you're using in and around for the chemistry. It's an interesting choice to have Maldini in there, but I think like if you get Maldini in there, then you have to have Donnarumma as the goalkeeper because you need at least one Italian or a Serie A player around him for the chemistry. So either you go with Casillas or Van der Sar as the keeper and then put Cafu at right back, or if you're going with Hakimi, then you have to go with Donnarumma. That's usually how the chemistry seems to be working. But now the chemistry between the players for Ankit Gupta looking good. Get that shot away, but again, the giant GJ Donnarumma, and you can see over there, if you observe, he's brought the keeper out to prevent the cross, and I wonder if Ankit is trying to play on that and occasionally just try to catch him at the near post. Puts a cross in, but no, well, not on target this time.
But it was cheeky, right? Could have gone in, and Donnarumma would have had a tough time trying to figure that one out. But regardless, it's almost approaching the first half. But nothing much in terms of goals being scored. But we've got to say this, this has been a pretty interesting first half because chances were created from both the sides, left, right, and center, right? Ankit Gupta at a certain point has started dominating towards those late phases of the first half. But, we're still looking for maybe one goal because this is the last attack that we can anticipate because there you go. It has all been broken off. The whistle goes out and the first half coming to an end, and it's 0-0 for both the sides.
Yeah, but I think Afnan, despite the one chance that he has missed, was a very, very big opportunity. I think he could have just slid that ball across goal.
Oh, yeah.
Or even if he was taking the Ankit Gupta approach over there, could have gone for maybe a chip or something innovative. Decided to maybe try to play it too safe, trying to get the keeper to commit, and it didn't quite work out for him. But you would have to say that Ankit started pressing very, very aggressively on Afnan. But as the game grew, I think he realized that Afnan has figured out that he can play that ball in behind, and showing Afnan a bit more respect in this in towards the end of the half. But now, let's see if he still maintains that, does well again defensively over there, and very, very important for Afnan not to concede early in the second half because, of course, then. He will have to go all out attack, and that is exactly what Ankit Gupta wants you to do. He can play on that counter, but a huge, huge opportunity again now with Neymar over here. Can he get the shot away? Bundling his way through, needs to get that shot off again, does not.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little disheartening. And right he's creating those chances and has created even better opportunities than Ankit Gupta has done. That one chance with Ronaldo, that a shot that certainly should have gone in, but kind of missing that one out. Well, he's going to be regretting that, but he's got to keep his defense on toes, and this could be a good possible chance as, again, Afnan has managed to survive this onslaught. And I think it all comes down, Azim, to the fact that Afnan has to search for that one perfect counter-attacking opportunity, which he cannot really miss. But from what I can see this time, this particular fixture is going to be about very less goals scored, but they'll be very valuable.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, with Ankit involved, you never know when he can just suddenly just move up a gear and start absolutely banging them in. But Afnan, looking very, very solid so far, hasn't actually allowed, I think, apart from the one sequence of those two headers where his keeper had to make the saves, that FC Goa goal has not really been threatened so much. Of course, it's very, very nervous, and you have to be incredibly focused to try and keep a player who's as innovative as Ankit out, because there's so many things he can do. There you go, and he's going for one of those, the chop back finesse shot. There's so many things that he can do, and you need to clear that ball away, Afnan. Oh my god, that was very, very risky.
Yeah, that was so close. I mean, Ankit Gupta tends to apply that extra bit of pressure, and had he had gotten his legs on the ball, that could have surely been scored. But yeah, of course, I've said this time and again today, Afnan has been looking really solid defensively, attacking-wise. He's created those chances, but the finishing has just not been there. So he's got to search for that right now with Mbappe. He's trying to get in. Needs to dribble across Marquinhos and says no, as it's back and forth. And we've already reached the 65 minutes mark, and does not really feel like either of those teams haven't scored a goal.
Yeah, it's been a very, very watchable, very engaging game. And this time now, overcommitting the midfielder over there. Could this be the moment, the opportunity? It is
What?
again. Last ditch defending there by Afnan. He is living on the edge, really. And now on the counter attack, he has Kante will look for that ball on the left flank. Very difficult for Mbappe to win that with two defenders on him, of course. And reaching 70 minutes now, this is where it could all that good work could end in heartbreak for both players if they concede right now. And it's whoever loses this game, I think, is going to feel very, very disheartened about it. So maybe I think a draw might be the fairest result. Let's see. Of course, we don't want it to end 0-0, but I mean, this hasn't been your typical 0-0. It's been a very tactical, very tight battle, and now this time into the box again. Last ditch, brilliant stuff from Afnan.
But hey, Azim, this is something that needs to be brought up right now, because let's be honest, Afnan would not mind going out with a draw, right? Because the next encounter he would want, of course, V Sharma to be getting that win, ideally against Beno 7, but all of this might change with Gullit looking for that cutback. It all comes down to this, but Donnarumma, oh, could be the save of his life, and Afnan by the whiskers, still surviving, completely parched. He needs all the liquid he can take inside his body right now, because it's gonna get even worse with time passing by.
Yeah, and Afnan, I think V Sharma just telling him there, just don't give the ball away cheaply. Keep it simple. Keep possession of the ball. When you have the opportunity, move it forward. And, rather than just giving that ball away in midfield, you'd rather just play a long ball and lose possession that way. You can see dominating in terms of the stats of corners, and well done over there to win that ball back. Now a counter opportunity is on. If he plays that ball early to Messi, he can have an opportunity to overload on the right flank. Goes with Gullit. This is interesting from Afnan. Let's see if he decides to play that cross. Ankit would have crossed in this situation, but of course a lot of players don't seem to like putting that ball in. And why would you not put it in when you have Cristiano Ronaldo waiting to head it? And now, speaking of Ronaldo, he's the guy coming forward. Gets a good ball in behind with Pele. Is it going to be the chip?
No way.
Donnarumma. The long arms of Donnarumma reaching out and grabbing it.
No way, Azim. What on earth is happening? And this is the first time ever. It's 80 minutes in, and we're all on our senses, right? Everyone's just waiting for that one goal, which possibly could be the winner over here. Kante is going to make some chances. He's passed it on to Gullit, and Afnan. Wow, I mean, if he can contain Ankit Gupta with a draw, that could certainly be a win for him. And V Sharma, he's got to do it all after that. He's been a little lousy. He's been taking some time off, and he's been taking his own pace to build it back up. But this could be a potential good chance again with Mbappe trying to make it inside. Oh no!
Again,
yeah.
Yeah, those tricks in tight areas, the skill moves have just not worked for Afnan. And I think when it's not been your day that day, it's worth just seeing it out again. Very, very well read there. You have to say Afnan's defense has been absolutely spot on today. I think the only weakness in his game has been really the final third, where he's not been able to beat his man one-on-one. And the one time he did manage to beat him one-on-one, unfortunately he could not make the chance count. And trying to bulldoze through with Gullit, the ball will still fall to him, and there you go. It is 0-0. I think it's a huge feat for Afnan or anybody in this tournament to stop Ankit from scoring. Probably only the second time it's happened. It's only happened once, I believe, before against Mumbai City FC. So good result for Afnan, and of course that now takes the pressure on to both V Sharma and Shayantan.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'd have to say V Sharma also not in the greatest form of late. So he's going to need to find his form as well. Shayantan also didn't have the best game last time out. So it's going to be another very even, very nervy contest coming up.
Oh yes, and now Beno 7, he knows that. It's so much on him right now against V Sharma, one of the top fours, one of the FIFA greats that we have in the community. And yeah, like you said, it's going to be a hard matchup. But then again, you talk about V Sharma's matchup against Adi Zima. The last minute goal, and it was a winner, right? So ideally you would anticipate V Sharma to be having a better chance at winning this game off, and if FC Goa does that, then we all know Co-op has always been their arena. The last time, however, they lost to SC Bengal, but this time they would want to change things around. But I think it's going to be so conflicted on who the MVP should be from FC Goa this time. Is it going to be Donnarumma? Is it going to be Hakimi? Is it going to be Marquinhos? Or maybe Maldini? So confusing.
Yeah, it was, but you have to say Afnan's reading of the game and his positioning of his players was really excellent. And I think against a player like Ankit Gupta, having that Donnarumma keeper over there who gives you that little bit of height, particularly for a player like Ankit, who likes to go for those chip shots. Like, I think if he had been up against Casillas, for instance, that chip would have gone in. And you look at the expected goals over there, 3.8 expected goals for SC East Bengal and 0.0 expected goals for FC Goa. So it was really all about defensive stability and trying to keep the ball as much as he could. And Afnan's done the job for his team. He could potentially have stolen a 1-0 lead as well, but he did the job. He got what I think his teammate would have been hoping for in terms of getting that draw. And now Vishama can start to capitalize.
Oh yeah, 5 saves is what I can see from around here, and it has been so intense. But hey, there you have it. We do have Afnan who is waiting for us inside the studio. I think Afnan, from what you really came up, you did get a good bargain with this draw.
Yeah, I mean, a draw against Ankit is obviously a very good result. I mean, obviously, I'm not happy with how I played, but
Yeah.
it's just him, he's just too good. He just dominates everyone so easily. So I think a draw is decent enough result.
Yeah, I think a draw would be a good result for you. And of course, you had a big chance early on to try and take the lead as well in the first half. So your defensive positioning and all, I think, was great today. But in attack, those 1v1s were not quite working for you. So what was happening there?
Yeah, actually, when the game was in the closing stages, like last 30 or 30 minutes something, I was very nervous because I was just thinking that if he scores one goal, then it's all over. So at that time, I was panicking a lot, and that's why like I couldn't attack because I was panicking very much. So yeah, I think that's something I need to work on not being nervous. And I think that was the main reason why I was didn't have any shots also.
I think you did really well in terms of your defending, and I do not know, but I really did not feel that nervousness on your defense. It was so spot on. But heading over, we had Valentine's Day yesterday. How did you boys party it
Arre.
out?
No parties, just practicing friendlies, only pain here, no Valentine's.
Lovely. Even over here, it's friendly. But there you go. Well, good stuff, Afnan. Good luck to Vanchach for his game as well. And yeah, we're hoping that you guys can pull off another upset and make it even tighter at the top of
Yeah.
the table. So all the best.
Thank
Cheers.
you, guys.
All right. I mean, it feels sad, the boys being away from their love lives back out there. But yeah, it is a chance to represent India. Now, a lot of, boys out there do not get to brag about it, right? So
Yeah.
eventually, towards the very end, we will find out Victor Barankit Gupta. Oh, he created so many chances, but Afnan had, वो बोलते हैं ना, some सोच ही रखा था कि गोल जाने ही नहीं देंगे. He's not going to concede any goal if not score anything else. So again, a very promising result, I must say, for FC Goa this time around. But the next matchup is going to be so much more exciting because it is V Sharma, it is Beno 7. We've seen Beno 7. He's an amazing player, we all know that, but there are times when he kind of things have gotten over his nerves. So that's going to be interesting. But we're going to take a look at a few of the highlights as we get the second game started off. And look at this, it's a chance galore, I must say, for SC Bengal. Ankit Gupta creating so many of them, but it was the resilience from Afnan that did not let anything go.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe, I mean, could be Ankit Gupta, who's one of the guys, of course, who we know has a girlfriend waiting back home. So maybe in comparison to a lot of the single boys there along with him, he's the guy who's missed Valentine's Day the most and wasn't quite able to get things going today. And you can see over here in this moment the amount of nerves. Even V Sharma laughing and saying, "Okay, calm down, drink your water. It's fine."
Oh God.
And yeah, there we go. It's a pretty intense situation to be in. Listen, as we're getting to the closing ends of the league stage, it's so huge for teams like FC Goa, who have been near the top of the table throughout the league stage, and now for them to, it's a matter of, if you lose 2 games suddenly, you could be out of the top 4 picture entirely, and that's really how close it is over here. And a win over here, I think, is a huge step towards sealing that top 4 position. And well, have a look at how well these guys are matched.
Oh.
Shayantan started so as a very low confidence player. His skill rating also wasn't quite up there, but I think he's really started growing in confidence. If I'm not wrong, I think this is the oldest team versus the youngest team in the eISL.
Oh, yeah.
With both the SC East Bengal players 25 and both the FC Goa players being just 18 years old. So it is youth versus experience, you could say, and we are about to kick off again for match 2. Is it going to be SC East Bengal? Is it going to be FC Goa? Of course, this tie will not be finalized depending on this result. The only thing that we know for sure is that if one team gets the win, that will ensure them one point at a bare minimum.
But I think we've got to ask this to our viewers watching the stream right now. Who do you think is going to walk off with those 3 points? Do let us know in the chat section. And while you are at it, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as well as we have got another very interesting game going up your way as SC East Bengal. This time it's going to be Ben07. He's making sure that all his moves are calculated, cannot afford a sliver of a mistake against V Sharma. Again, V Sharma may not be the flashiest of the players, but he's got his basics so right, and this could be a good chance had it been received. But regardless, V Sharma making sure he's got his defense intact.
Yeah, absolutely. And V Sharma didn't have the best time out. The last time really lost the game very, very early on, you would have to say. And then really had to try to get his way back in. And now with Messi and Eusebio and the save from Van der Sar, it looks like goalkeepers absolutely on top today. Has there been a new title update that we don't know about? I don't know, because keepers seem to be absolutely on top again. And cheap giveaway from V Sharma. He'll be annoyed with himself. You don't want to give that ball away so cheaply from your own corner without even creating a shooting opportunity. And end-to-end at the start, just like we did see in game 1 between Afnan and Ankit Gupta, both players coming out to attack. And just that little bit more pressure, that little bit more riding on this one, of course, because, the result of this game just shapes up how we're going to approach game 3. And if either team can get that win, I think it puts them in a great position to grab all 3 points overall.
Oh, yeah. And I think it's such a good opportunity. And there you go. There you go. V Sharma opening things up with that goal coming in from Eusebio, and FC Goa. They've taken an early lead over here. And this is what we were talking about, right? He's going to be really deadly. It's a back and forth affair. The first game was all about FC Goa being on those defenses. Now it's all about them going on the attack. And early on, V Sharma has given them that break that they needed. And now Ben07, he is going to be feeling a little heavy with all that pressure mounting up on him.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's plenty of time for him to react. Of course, just 16 minutes of the game played so far. So enough time for him to build. But he is a player who, does get occasionally a little nervous, a little frazzled, a little frustrated when it's not going his way. That ball bounced his way, though. Now he's got Eusebio in there as well. So let's see what he decides to do. V Sharma's defense is going to be super compact. He's not going to allow you a lot of space. And you have to do exactly what Shayantan is doing over here. Keep twisting and turning away, but you don't do what he just did over there, which is give that ball away cheaply. And now, coming forward with Ronaldo over there is V Sharma using that pace. Will he look to get a cross in? Did something very uncharacteristic over there by firing a cross for the goal. And now with N'Golo Kante finds Messi, has Eusebio, he has Shayantan right where he wants him over here. If he plays this right, it could well be 2-0. And now with De Bruyne, what's he going to do? V Sharma, not the kind of guy who likes to go for long range shots, but he will just sneakily get into a position, get one little skill move that you don't see coming, and then get a shot away, just as he's done over here, getting in with Eusebio, now with Messi on the left foot, shot block, will fall to Eusebio, a lovely little back heel to find Messi, and he is unfortunately offside.
Oh yeah, but you know, again, this is something good for V Sharma, right? The pressure that he's been building up on SC Bengal, that is so difficult to handle at this point, and now this is where the nerves are going to be tested, right? This is where he's going to prove his mettle. That is Beno 7, because he's got to score one equalizer, and he's got to do that really quick, because if he does not, I think it's going to be 2-0 before he even realizes what's happening.
Yeah, and V Sharma looking the most likely to score. He's looking like the more confident player. Really taking the game to SC East Bengal, and now finds Messi in there, and again couldn't quite get that shot away. Could have, and this time it's Eusebio. It is in. It is in. It is 2-0. A hammer blow to SC East Bengal's chances in this game. It is V Sharma. Is it going to be V for victory? We will find out very soon, but it is right now 2-0 to FC Goa.
Oh yeah, he's completely taken control of this game at this very point in the first half. You're 2-0 up. We can clearly understand the thunder, the storm that's brewing inside of him, because you know, more than winning this game, it's about getting his sweet revenge, right? Because the last time he went up against Ankit Gupta, it was a 6-0 humiliating defeat. Now, that is a humiliating reason. Why? Because we haven't seen a lot out of Ankit Gupta coming in. And B. Sharma, he's one of the FIFA greats in India, right? And this is certainly not acceptable to his standards. And he is doing this. He is all fired up. Again, one corner to Messi. He's going to try and look for something, but goes out for a goal kick. It's fine.
Yeah, and V Sharma, you know, he's not been in the greatest form of late, but he is a very smart player, a very shrewd player, and a guy, of course, who doesn't lack confidence at all. So he's gonna have had a little bit of time to get a few pick-me-ups and get his head right. And it does look like he's back to the days of the early tournament where he was really dominant, really grinding those results out when it mattered, and it does matter here. And for Shayantan, it's massive to get that in, and he gets the goal back. Could be a very vital goal just before halftime. 40 minutes played. This game's not over, folks. SC East Bengal right back in it.
Oh yeah, it was so needed, right? It was so much needed for SC East Bengal to score that one up, to make sure it's a message sent from Beno 7 that he is not going to be intimidated by V Sharma's presence. Of course, it's a 2-1 scoreline, and if he can manage to get an equalizer, now that would be a long shot for me also. But again, if he can manage to do that, that would be so great. But regardless, V Sharma finally realizing that you know, it's not gonna just be about him attacking. He's got to defend as well. He's got to do something like Afnan did, because Beno 7, he's one of those players you can never really disregard, because if you do that, you never know, a goal might just go past your net. So that's going to be interesting again with De Bruyne. He's going to try to build up that last and final attack. It's almost the verge of the first time whistle blowing off, with Eusebio has already scored 2 goals there. Can he get his hat-trick? That's the big question. And just before the brink of the first half, that would be really great. Just dribbling past the defenses. And there you go.
Yeah, it is 2-1 at halftime. Of course, Shayantan has been known for being involved in a few entertaining matches. We did see, in fact, the last time he had went up against FC Goa and Afnan, he ended up losing that match 5-4. And I think he was in that game 5-2 down and then clawed it back to 5-4. So that was another game where Afnan really had his heart in his mouth. Not very good for his blood pressure playing against SC East Bengal, let's just put it that way. But both goals worked really well for FC Goa, and of course Shayantan's goal a little bit untidy, you could say, in some ways for SC East Bengal, but this one, nothing untidy about this, getting the job done. And here, just getting that pressure, getting that overload, and you can see through how many bodies it just managed to sneak through to Mbappe over there, and no time wasted. There is a pause cued by FC Goa. It does look like it is Pele on for Ronaldo. So Vanchaj, I think, wanting to go back to the meta that served him well for so many weeks and months so far. and giving up the team of the year Ronaldo to just go back to that Pele card that's always seems so effective.
Oh yeah, and this is where the question really arises. How does Beno 7 get back into this game? Of course, V Sharma is applying so much pressure. He's got to play on that counter attack a lot. But apart from that, Azim, what do you think if Shantan fixes at this point? He can get a goal and he can at least get an equalizer.
But I think he needs to get introduce a little bit more width into his play. I think he's been playing very, very narrow for most of the game. So maybe he can either get the wide players involved. It does look like he's playing that narrow 4-1-2-1-2 formation. So at some point, if it's not going his way, you will see the fullbacks getting forward. You will see the likes of Cancelo and whoever he has at left back getting involved in the forward play as well. So there is always that option when you're playing that narrow formation, but of course it becomes a high risk, high reward situation where of course you're committing forward, and this is very well worked. And Shantan gets that equalizer, absolutely bamboozled V Sharma there, and the comeback kid is back. It is 2-all. What an absolute cracker. Again, it's SC's Bengal getting the equalizer.
Oh yes, SC's Bengal right back inside this interesting matchup. The first half might be about FC Goa, but the second half clearly is where, Beno 7 has made his comeback, and now it's all even Stevens. Just when we were thinking that this could be a really bad onslaught for him, and now he's the one who's taking control, just throwing V Sharma off from the driver's seat, and now we're all down to square one. And it's going to get so much more exciting. Just not the goal. We've been talking. The first one might be a little messy, might be a little scrambled up, but this one was so perfectly executed.
Yeah, that one was really, really well done. That little ball roll absolutely bamboozled V Sharma over there. Could do nothing to defend it. And well, it's the battle of the narrow players, so to speak. I think, although it does look like V Sharma is employing a bit more width today. He's getting Pele on the left and Mbappe on the right to really hold those flanks. But needs a bit of that link man in midfield to get the ball forward. Of course, he's got Eusebio, Pele, so not, and of course Messi, and he's taken off Ronaldo, so not a lot of physical presence in there. So he is relying purely on just being able to beat his man, send him left and go right, and that's really what he'll be looking to do. Now with Messi, will he go for that shot? Wonder, not really his style, and there you go again, loses the ball, makes a foul, advantage played as well. And let's see what Shantan's mindset is now. Is he going to settle for that draw and say, let's just see it out in co-op? Surely now he has to go chasing that win, but of course that is so dangerous because the more you commit forward, of course, the more open you leave yourself for the counter-attack. And V Sharma, of course, is not going to show you any mercy. If he finds that opportunity, that shot at goal, he will take it, and generally tends to make the right decisions in those situations.
Oh yeah, he definitely does. Now it's 65 minutes gone past by, and now this is the time when not just us but all the fans are going to be looking for that winner, possibly from both these sides. And Beno 7 has clearly established the fact that he is here to win. I mean, the last time he went up against Afnan, that was a huge goal display, but Afnan sort of edged out with the final goal, and it was a 5-4 scoreline. So he's not going to settle at anything less than a victory. And if he can manage to do that, it all goes down to the co-op battle. And well, either ways, it's getting so much more exciting as was intending to build some pressure around there. V Sharma managing to read that perfectly well, has taken the possession into his own corner. Now he's going to be going in for an attack of his own with Messi pacing down from the right wing. He maybe look for a cutback, but instead goes on to a very cheeky pass onto Pele with Kante. Will give it to Eusebio, but three defenders there, and seems like nothing could be done by him.
Yeah, well, they're getting his defense sorted much better. I think in the first half of the game, he was sort of taken aback by how V Sharma was approaching it. Also, I think he may have been expecting V Sharma to be playing that standard narrow formation along with him. That's probably why he started with that formation as well, to sort of counter how V Sharma plays. But of course, V Sharma playing a bit of mind games, going for the width, which is uncharacteristic, scoring from a cross, which is uncharacteristic. And he's going to have to keep surprising him. There is a pause cued by FC Goa, and I get the feeling V Sharma now might be going back to his original 4-1-2-1-2 to try and get that goal by overloading the middle.
Oh yeah, I think this should be done, but considering the fact that Beno 7 is buying a lot of time over here, and if he can score one with Ronaldo, has got the perfect opening with Eusebio, he does that, and Beno 7 just 10 minutes into the game, this could potentially be a winner over here, Azim.
Oh, absolutely. Now V Sharma has to go all out attack, go all for broke, but the comeback is complete. 2-0 down. We thought it was game over, but Shayantan, as always, managing to claw his way back. And now he says, focus, says his teammate. It's done. Just see it out. Don't give him possession. And so many times, really, V Sharma has just conceded that same goal by overcommitting on that tackle over there. He just needed to keep him there. Didn't need to make the tackle. In fact, the player would have made the tackle for him, really, if he just kept holding his L2 and jockeying with him. And I'm sure V Sharma knows that. Just eager to try and win that ball back and get on the counter attack, and he has been punished for it.
Oh yeah, he's all fired up right now just after this goal. This is exactly what SC Bengal needed. And Vanshaj, he knows he messed up with 10 minutes ready to go. And FC Goa, all they can look for at the very least is try and secure a draw. And how do they do that? They need to score one in. And a lot of people came here. Even I personally thought that, it's going to be Vanshaj with that win. But no, Beno 7 did have different ideas on his mind. And with the way the first half was going through, really felt that, he's going to start crushing him. But Beno 7 really holding on, and this is exactly what we've been talking about, him maturing as a player with every passing day. And this could be another opening chance with Mbappe racing in from that right wing, has to break through that defender over there, and if he does that, if he can find someone, then this will be more. But still, maintaining possession, not giving V Sharma enough time on the ball. This is exactly what SC Bengal need at this moment.
Yeah, and it will be frustrating V Sharma to know. And yet another cutback. It feels like he scored 3 carbon copy goals, and now this is where he could be deadly on that counter attack. He has the bodies forward, only 4 defending, of course, for SC Bengal. And now has the opportunity, finds Pele. This is vital, a huge moment in this matchup. Finds Neymar, has to take that shot, but goes for the pass instead. I do not believe it. Oh. I mean, after the entire masterclass we saw that he gave on his FIFA Finesse series about how Neymar has a 5-star weak foot, just turn around and take the shot, man. But of course, it is the nerves, it is the occasion getting to him. And now, can he keep Shayantan backed in there? And there you go. It's going to be another throw for SC Bengal. He's going to try and waste time. That was the moment. That was the chance. And unfortunately for FC Goa, V Sharma over there has blown it. He does get another bite of the cherry, but that's given away as well. And still one back. The pressure relentless. This time with Neymar. Now with Eusebio. Can't get the shot away. And that is the comeback, the win, and the point guaranteed for SC Bengal.
Oh, SC Bengal, Beno 7. Definitely the star of the evening. Definitely is going to be the hero of the match. If SC Bengal see this through, of course, they've guaranteed themselves that 1 point at least with this win. Now, all they've got to play is to get that remainder of the 2. If they can get another draw, even in the co-op game, that's sealed for them. Those 3 points are going nowhere. And, for Vanshaj, you've got to feel bad for him at this point. V Sharma, he put everything that he could do. But during that second half, I really felt that he was looking way lackluster. And I think he had that very attacking mentality that he needs to score, and he needs to score. The defense was completely in shambles.
Yeah, I think it was more individual errors when it came to defense, just like phases of play where he made the wrong decision, trying to be too eager on that tackle, trying to win that ball. Maybe the thing in his head of, okay, the last time 6-0 playing in his mind, saying that, okay, I'm 2-0 up and I really want to go and dominate and beat this guy 6-0 as well. Maybe just to show the critics and show everybody else that he's back in form. But unfortunately for him, did not work out. Had the opportunity towards the end to get that shot away with Neymar and elected to pass instead, showing that he didn't quite have the confidence in the moment. But yeah, he'll be very disappointed. However, the game is not up for FC Goa, because if they win in co-op, they can still walk away just like they did in the last game with 1 point.
Oh yeah, 100%. All they've got to do is try to hold themselves here on strong. And Afnan and V Sharma, we know that they're such a competitive side, one of the best co-op teams. And SC Bengal, then again, you can't really rule them out, right? Because they're the ones who've defeated them in the past in a co-op game. So this is where, again, the chips are going to be heavily stacked in SC Bengal's favor, just considering how they've been playing lately, being the one team that's on the tippity top of it all. And FC Goa knew that this is going to be hard, this is going to be difficult for them, but they came up with the right strategies, right? Afnan must be feeling so bad at this particular point because he did all he could, to contain the monster man that we do know by the name of Ankit Gupta. This was all down to V Sharma, where he started off really well, scored those amazing goals, amazing 2 goals in the first half. But it was Beno 7. He started off with that 1 goal scored in the first half, and in the second half, he made it all about him. This is the point where, V Sharma felt, yeah, this match might just be his. Got a little too complacent, and Beno 7 punished him for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think caught a little bit sleeping on a couple of occasions in defense, and there you could see in that moment maybe he felt a little bit too early that he had the win in the bag, and there this moment there you go, committing a little too early. I think he should have kept his player there to expect that cutback. That really all you need to do in that situation is just cut that pass out. I think he was trying to be a little bit too quick, a little bit too eager in those moments. We'll see the same thing over here as well, where again tries to commit onto the ball, player's gone, ball roll, and then the finish again. And really made the same mistake 3 times for all 3 goals, and that's something he'll be working on in the future games for sure.
Ankit Gupta is like, bhai bacha liya tune. Thanks so much. And this is exactly what they needed. I mean, they got more than what they were bargaining for here. SC Bengal winning in the match in which they did not really think that it could have been possible, especially after those first 2 goals that had been scored. And for the fans of SC Bengal, they must be so elated with how Beno 7 just performed out over here. But all you viewers, I'm pretty sure you're enjoying this matchup right now. But what we have for you is the V-Fleck. It is Terra Virtua's own property, floating dancing robot from the virtual land. Get yourself a free V-Fleck in your team kit for free, worth $19.99. All you've got to do is sign up, right? Visit www.terravirtua.io/ISL. Sign yourself up there, and you're going to get a free kit or V-Fleck of any particular team that you love and adore.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, given the way that SC Bengal are playing, you definitely want to get your hands on some Ankit Gupta related merch. So get yourself your V-Fleck as soon as you can, and get on board the bandwagon of the NFT world.
And it's time, right? We did see last time V Sharma explaining few nits and bits around the FIFA scenario. Right now, let's take a look at what Ankit Gupta has got to say.
Hello everyone, this is Ankit Gupta here, playing for SC Bengal Red and Goals. आज मैं आपके साथ कुछ FIFA टिप्स शेयर करने वाला हूँ जिसको आप इम्प्लीमेंट करो और आपका गेम इंप्रूव होगा। आज के वीडियो में हम पासिंग के बारे में बात करेंगे। कई तरीके के पासेस होते हैं, ये सब पासेस मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि कौन से सिचुएशन में कौन सा पास यूज़ करना बेटर है, और ये देख देख के आप अपना गेम इंप्रूव कर सकते हो। पहला पॉइंट है बेसिक पासिंग। चलिए शुरू करते हैं। देखो, आपको जिस डायरेक्शन में पास करना है उस डायरेक्शन में आप एनालॉग मूव कर सकते हो। अगर कोई आप पे चार्ज कर रहा है तो आप क्विक पासिस करके पोजीशन रख के आप बॉल मूव रोटेट कर सकते हो। जैसे वो डिफेंडर चार्ज कर रहा है, मैं फटफट रोटेट करके बॉल पास किए जा रहा हूँ। जैसे कोई डिफेंडर आ रहा है नज़दीक, तो मेरे को लॉफ्ट पास करना, तो मैं इसे उठा के लॉफ्ट पास दे सकता हूँ। यहाँ पे भी चेंज करने के लॉफ्ट पास बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है। पीछे भी डाल सकता हूँ, आगे भी डाल सकता हूँ लॉफ्ट पास। स्क्वायर बटन करके है जिससे मैं लॉफ्ट पास डाल सकता हूँ। देखो, मैंने स्विच कर दिया। अभी मैं आगे के साइड जाऊँगा, यहाँ गया मैं, मेरे को गोल मारने का चांस मिला। जैसे मैं देखा, लॉफ्ट किया और मैं यहाँ पे स्कोर कर दिया। बेसिक पासिंग और थ्रू पासिंग में डिफरेंस है। बेसिक पासिंग मतलब आपने एक्स दबाया तो डिफेंडर के प्लेयर के पैर में आ जाता है। अगर आपने थ्रू पास दबाया तो प्लेयर भागता है बॉल के लिए। अगर आपने वापस बेसिक पास किया तो आप नॉर्मली एक्स उसके पास जाता है, लेकिन थ्रू पास जाना तो आप प्लेयर के रन को देखना है। थ्रू पास किए, प्लेयर भाग रहा है और आप स्कोर कर सकते हो ईजिली। नॉर्मल पासिस करके मैं अपना बिल्डअप करके प्ले करके स्विच कर रहा हूँ। थ्रू पास मतलब ग्राउंड पास से बॉल डालना है, और आप मैंने L1 से ट्रिगर किया, मैं देखा रोनाल्डो भाग रहा है, मैंने ऊपर से बॉल डाल दिया L1 ट्रायंगल करके। जैसे बॉल मिला मेरे को, मेरा एक प्लेयर खाली है, स्क्वायर दबाया मैंने, सर्कल से फिनिश। चलो मैं आपको एक बार फिर से एक्सप्लेन करता हूँ कि ये सिचुएशन में हुआ क्या। मैंने बिल्डअप करने के लिए नॉर्मल एक्स पासेस किए, देख रहा था जहाँ पे प्लेयर खाली है वहाँ पे एक्स पास किया, यहाँ पे मैंने थ्रू पास किया जो ट्रायंगल बटन है। फिर मैं देखा रोनाल्डो भाग रहा है, तो मैंने L1 ट्रायंगल दबाया, रोनाल्डो फ्री हो गया। रोनाल्डो जैसे गया, देखा बॉक्स में एक और प्लेयर खाली है, तो मैंने स्क्वायर दबाया और सर्कल से फिनिश कर दिया। थ्रू पास, थ्रू लॉफ्टेड पास तभी यूज़ होता है जब आपको देख रहे हैं आप डिफेंडर के लाइन पे अगर आपका प्लेयर रन बना रहा है, तो अगर आपको उसको ऊपर से बॉल डालना है और उसको चाहिए कि 100% वही बॉल विन करे, तो L1 ट्रायंगल करके बटन है कंट्रोलर पे, उससे लॉफ्टेड थ्रू पास जाता है, तो आप उसके थ्रू करके प्लेयर को वो बॉल डाल सकते हो। ये थी पासिंग की 4 टॉपिक: बेसिक पासिंग, थ्रू पासिस, लॉफ्टेड पास, लॉफ्टेड थ्रू पास। ये चीज़ आप गेम में इंप्लीमेंट करोगे तो आपका गेम इंप्रूव होते हुए दिखेगा, और ये काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है। डिफरेंट सिचुएशन में ये चारों टॉपिक आप कवर कर सकते हो। बहुत हो गई सीरियस बात है, अभी मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा मेरा फेवरेट स्किल मूव जो मुझे फीफा में करना काफ़ी पसंद है। चलिए देखते हैं। ये स्किल मूव का नाम बोलासी फ्लिक है। ये फीफा में 5 स्टार स्किल मूव है। इसे पुल ऑफ करना डिफिकल्ट है, बट मैं आपको बताता हूँ कैसे करते हैं। L2 होल्ड करके राइट एनालॉग स्टिक को राइट लेफ्ट करके फ्लिक करना है, और आप इजीली चांस क्रिएट कर सकते हो गोल मारने के लिए। फीफा वर्ल्ड में बॉल पोजीशन की काफ़ी वैल्यू है। आप देख सकते हैं प्रो प्लेयर्स बॉल रख के काफ़ी अच्छा बिल्डअप करते हैं, तो आप ये एमेच्योर प्लेयर इससे सीख सकते हैं। जितना बॉल रखोगे, जो जो इंपॉर्टेंट इंस्ट्रक्शन मैंने बताया है, आप वो यूटिलाइज करके गेम में इंप्लीमेंट करोगे तो आपका गेम इंप्रूव होगा। गाइज, इफ यू लाइक द वीडियो, लाइक एंड कमेंट, बट डोंट फॉरगेट टू वॉच द ऑफिशियल eISL मैचेस ऑन नॉर्डविन गेमिंग फेसबुक एंड यूट्यूब चैनल।
All right, so I think there was some valuable lessons, right? Because good passes lead to some really amazing goals, and we know Ankit Gupta, he does it all, right? When it comes down to passing, be it scoring, but now I think he's got to start redeeming himself, because they've contained the monster that he is. He's not scored any goal. He must be itching कि जल्दी भाई मैच स्टार्ट करो और मुझे 2-3 गोल जड़ देने हैं.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I have to point out the series called FIFA Finesse, but the king of finesse shots was not made to teach us finesse shots over there. So I want my money back, guys. This is I feel cheated, but no, there we go. It is the final game. Game 3 has kicked off now. SC Bengal was the FC Goa. Let's remind our viewers that FC Goa need to win this match at all costs in order to get at least a point, which is the maximum that they can get. And well, SC Bengal starting immediately, getting that lofted through ball in behind, and almost an opportunity to score a chip goal. Let's see what SC Bengal can build over here. It is Ankit. No way, that's flying in. Oh my God, it almost did.
I'm clearly sure that he would not want to be teaching people about his finesse shots, because that is what sets him apart, right? But again, I think there's one more player, Imad, who really specializes at these finesse shots. Maybe we could see that from him. But regardless, I think the way this matchup has started, I could see Van der Sar being brought up. I was, sort of starting to speculate if it's going to be Donnarumma again, because it did really work out well against Ankit Gupta.
Yeah, I think they've just gone with V Sharma's composition for this game, and they worked this well. Now need to turn. He needed to turn away from the defender if they get that shot away. Didn't quite happen. And it's going to be a nervy and cagey match again. I'm sure all 3 games have given us great entertainment. First one didn't give us any goals, but was still very, very exciting nonetheless. And plenty of goals in that last one. So 5 goals scored there. The record, of course, between these teams is 20 goals scored. And speaking of 20, for just under $20, you can get your animated team mascots. So go check it out on terravirtua.io/ISL. And we have FC Goa now with a goal kick.
Oh yeah. And this matchup is going to be so intense, so closely tied. But for all the viewers out there, this is not where the action ends, right? We still have one more of a cracker of a game. We do see and believe the boys from Kerala Blasters FC coming in. They're going to be going up against Bengaluru FC, and that's going to happen after this. So again, do not forget to have your popcorns ready, because that's also going to be such an interesting tie, considering where we are at this point in terms of the league standings, right? An important match, especially for Kerala Blasters FC. They've got they've been taking a huge break in terms of getting their play games, And now today they're going to be back in action. And Bengaluru FC, they've been on sublime form. So it's going to be a really cagey affair. But now, getting back into this particular matchup, we've got FC Goa. This could be a promising attack from their side with De Bruyne. He's got a break past those defenders, hasn't really succeeded, but hasn't really given the ball away up until now as it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised given the shooting stats that De Bruyne gives you. Like, when you're being given so much space in the edge of the box, why these guys aren't taking a shot taking a chance with a few long range shots, because we have seen them fly in the recent days. Of course, these are the best of the best cards that you can get. And it doesn't look like there's. I actually didn't manage to spy who the SC's Bengal goalkeeper was, but if it is, of course, a Casillas or a Van der Sar, one of those players who's not as tall as Donnarumma. You may just be in with a shot of creeping it into that far corner. Anyway, that's wishful thinking, but now, in the moment, it is FC Goa coming forward, being pressed very, very well by SC's Bengal. But, well, I was about to say holding on to possession as they give it away. Not what you want to do when you've got an Ankit Gupta who's hungry for goals. And there you go, that lobbed ball in behind, but well dealt with. And they will come again. FC Goa, they know they'll be hurting, particularly V Sharma after that match. He will want. I think we saw this against Bengaluru FC. Was it last time out where they had to rescue a point with a draw in the last game, and looks like they might need to do it again.
Oh yeah, they definitely will have to be. It's so important for them, and they'd managed to win their co-op battle again. Oh yeah, they Bengaluru, the way they've been playing. So yeah, it's going to be so intense over here, this particular matchup. Now, FC Goa. Oh, SC's Bengal. I mean, they're the ones who are on the upper edge. They are the ones who are so comfortable. All they've got to do is score one from the left wing, but it's not really happening right now. Whatever they're trying, both these teams, they're going at each other, right? No holds barred. But at the same time, they're equally as adept on the defense as they are on their offense.
Yeah, and I mean, all three games that we've seen so far, including this one, have been very, very cagey. Now the opportunity, will they go for that shot? Nope, not quite still. Now with Hakimi in the box, will he try to fire that in? They need to take a few shots. I think that's really what's been lacking from FC Goa's game, where they've really relied only on those really high percentage shots. And we see a pause cued immediately in the first half. So clearly something that they're not happy with. Maybe a tactical shift wanted, maybe Afnan asking for his tactics to be implemented. Let's see. But for the moment, it is SC's Bengal coming forward, and this will not run out for a throw. SC's Bengal keeping that pressure on. Great position. This is a huge moment. Gao had the opportunity to take the shot, and unfortunately, it was lost. Big chance wasted, you'd have to say, for SC's Bengal, and will FC Goa make them now pay for it?
That's going to be the big question over here. They've been trying, they've been building up those chances, those situations, but it's all gone in vain. Some good defenses being shown by FC Goa, but they can certainly do better than this, I must say. Now De Bruyne, trying to head in through, and this has been the go-to strat, right? With De Bruyne, try to get in deep, but has found Ronaldo, went in for a really quick pass, but interception coming in from Marquinhos over there, as now the possession has been stolen, and we're almost coming to the end of the first half, and both these teams have been exactly trying to play the same notes on their guitar, as they've been trying to go at each other, and same old story has been happening. And before that halftime, if we could have one of those openers being scored, I think that's exactly what they would need, and more than ever, FC Goa, they need to find one.
Yeah, and need to make sure they don't run out of time over here. And unfortunately for them, they have. It is half time. It is 0-0. Very, very cagey affair. And have to say, after being one of the highest scoring games that we saw in the eISL, the return fixture could well turn out to be one of the lowest scoring games that we've seen. Because at the moment, it looks like we're on target for 2 0-0s. So work to be done for sure, especially for FC Goa, who, I don't know, the play to get into the box is fine, but then for some reason they just don't seem to have that confidence to take a shot that is not 100%. And I think you do need to take a few risks at this moment, particularly when you're trailing, particularly when you need that win. To, if nothing else, even if you don't score a goal, you keep pressure on the opponent. You make them start thinking, oh my god, I conceded a shot, my keeper had to make a save. And that can have a psychological benefit for you and give you that little bit of an edge, and that's maybe something to consider for the second half.
I think more than that, Azim, this is where V Sharma really has to step up, right? He's the one who feeds the ball to Afnan, and Afnan does the scoring part, right? And he's got to get himself back in, and he's the one who really finds those open passes, right? He's the one who creates those chances, sort of the playmaker for FC Goa. And what we've seen from their side is they've been relying a lot on De Bruyne to be trying to get in. Maybe play a little bit narrow, maybe play through the crosses, maybe find some chinks in the armor. Because again, the second half has already started, and if they do not, and if SC Bengal manage to find one through, then it's going to be lights out, and just saved after a corner.
Yeah, and again, the merit and the value of putting those crosses in when you have Cristiano Ronaldo to attack them, shown right there. Again, Van der Sar's come quite a long way out. Will he go direct again? No, decides to put that ball in. Again, the header won by Ronaldo. Falls to the other Ronaldo, and it is 1-0 FC Goa, and there you go. Getting those, winning those aerial battles, and it is, looks like a bit of meditation in the moment for Ronaldo Nazario, but it is 1-0 now to SC's Bengal, and that means that FC Goa now have to score twice in order to get anything, in order to stop this SC's Bengal train from pulling away from the station. It's going to be really, really tough.
Oh, very hard. It's going to be a humongous task for them to achieve at this point, right? It was a pretty scrappy goal, I must say, but yeah, I think SC East Bengal will take that in with open arms, right? Look at how the goal was scored there. Ronaldo Nazario making no mistakes, and it's SC East Bengal that have taken that 1-0 up lead. And now for FC Goa, it has become even more tougher, right? Now they've got to score not just one, but 2 goals to ensure they're at least walking home with a point. Because if it ends in a draw, if they just score 1 goal, then it's still 3 points going in for SC Bengal.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to be going all out attack now. They have to be. You can see the fullbacks, one fullback getting forward, so not completely all out attack. We'll see that second fullback getting forward soon. But now on that flank where they are exposed, that's where SC's Bengal are going to attack. And this is the game that suits SC's Bengal and Ankit Gupta right down to the wire. He wants to be able to play on the counter attack. Oh, that's a brilliant ball roll, but got rid of 2 defenders, couldn't quite get rid of the third. And now FC Goa, you can see the nerves are at play. They're not playing their natural game. And there you can see Ankit Gupta most likely trying to run his way through. Not successful on that occasion, but too many cheap giveaways in midfield for FC Goa today. And there you go. There's another one. And I think it's V Sharma on the red cursor who's just not having the greatest day, let's say. And it's a role reversal since the start of the tournament, where now Afnan is turning around and saying, okay, calm down, it's fine, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think, considering what, V Sharma has been going through lately, it's okay, right? We need to cut some slack. He's going to get back into his pristine form. Still has a few games to go, though. But now, the match is still not over. We know in FIFA, anything is possible. A signature Ankit Gupta being pulled off over there, but a little too far-fetched.
Yeah, it didn't quite work for him in that moment. And there you can see this is the corner routine that worked out well. And you can see that the 2 of them celebrating like it's something that they have been working on in practice. We have seen Ankit in the last co-op game that he played as well try to pull off a couple of interesting set-piece routines, almost leading to goals in that moment in the last game. And it's just about really how he sees the game, the little patterns that he constructs. I think it comes from the fact that he has, as he's mentioned, played football at state level as well. And I think he would make a fantastic football coach as well at some point. So let's see what he has in store. For now, we're just enjoying having him in the world of FIFA, in the world of the eISL. And there you go. Huge counter-attack. It's 3-on-1. Could be good night for FC Goa. Let's see. Surely a goal over here. No, saved by Van der Sar. Saved at the near post.
Yeah, I mean, how on earth did this not go through? But it was a good save, I must say, from FC Goa with their hearts on the line over there, and everything that could go wrong has really gone wrong for them, especially after that first matchup where Afnan held Ankit Gupta with a draw, but you just can't contain him for so long. Somewhere down the line he's going to burst, but huge ups to Beno 7, I must say. Definitely has to be the MVP for the evening if it comes through for SC Bengal. And regardless, as we can take a look again, FC Goa, they're building up those attacks, they're building up those plays, but a little sloppy in terms of how they're getting those finishes done. And this giveaway, I think this should be heavily punished, as Ronaldo has all the space given towards Eusebio, goes for the shot, but Van how?
I think Ankit Gupta shouting at his teammates saying, "Why are you always shooting near post? Just go for the far post." And I think this is one of those habitual things that a lot of players sort of tend to do from time to time. Just going for that near post finish because it seems to generate more power. But that does mean that FC Goa are just about hanging in there by a thread at 1-0. They can potentially steal 2 goals and get that point. But I mean, SC Bengal, they are coming into their own right now. They're really dominating. It feels like FC Goa have lost a bit of hope. Again, not punished, and a very cheap giveaway in midfield. Not really happening for them. FC Goa looked okay in the first half, but getting increasingly desperate, increasingly nervous in the second half, and you can see it's starting to tell. But SC Bengal not able to punish them. I don't know if they'll regret it, because FC Goa are just not able to get out of their own half at the moment. And there you go, another cheap giveaway.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of giveaways, and feels like, they're not playing as the best co-op team inside of the eISL right now. So a lot of repairs, a lot of work has to be done on FC Goa's department. Of course, they've improved. Afnan has shown some tremendous improvement in terms of his individual skills, but now has got to go back to the drawing board and work out around that co-op game. Now this could be a good chance and a good pass given to it. De Bruyne will be looking for that cutback, but there's no one to receive it, Azim. Oh.
Yeah, that ball was just played a little bit too much in behind, and can't really blame either player over there. I think it was up to Afnan, I think it was, on the cursor to just find that ball, just find some kind of ball into V Sharma, and unfortunately didn't anticipate that it would be played behind. Was expecting it to sort of be played across goal, but still the ball with FC Goa. Could this be a late scare for SC Bengal trying to get that shot away, and again it is blocked. They've just not played on instinct in that final third, and now I think SC Bengal have the opportunity. They'll go for a cross now, surely.
What?
Oh, no, they don't. And again, giving another lifeline. Well, not another lifeline, because FC Goa give that ball back. And I think Ankit will now just be fed up and say, you know what, just take the ball to the corner flag. I don't want to score goals anymore.
I think it's done, right? It's lights out for FC Goa. Even if they can score a goal, I'm pretty sure they're not going to score another. But again, they're going to be trying to look at for some sort of a consolation, but no, not happening, as Ronaldo, he's going to try and race in through, and it's a free kick from a very interesting position. Do you think they're going to take it?
Well, if Ankit Gupta is taking it, then it probably is going to be a shot on target, but goes into the wall. Eventually, I think a big disappointment for FC Goa. It really, I think the loss against Sayantan for V Sharma was a very pivotal and a key moment, and really broke them psychologically just a little bit. But there you go, Ankit getting a goal. He can't go an entire game without scoring at least one goal. Let's see if it was him who managed to get the finish in the end. But there you go. It is 3 points again, and you can see what it means to them, inching closer and closer to making that playoff spot their own. And it looks like, along with SC Bengal, the curse of the top spot is gone.
I think so. I mean, just before that, I think he was cussing Beno 7. We could have scored a few more, 3-4 goals. It's all fine, but you can see the gloomy faces of FC Goa. They tried so hard, but their co-op games not really going the way they wanted, and the pressure is slowly but surely starting to build up, right? Because again, let's be honest, they still have a few games to go. They can still make it into the top 4, but not today at least.
Yeah, and you can see, I think FC Goa comprehensively outplayed in both the first and the third game. I think they were lucky. Afnan was a bit fortunate to come away with the draw over there, and he said so as well. V Sharma, well, he dominated that first half, but in the second half you could see 3 very, very good chances created, and of course 3 defensive lapses by Vanchaj over there, allowing Bengal to very justifiably get back into the game and get that win. So on the whole, you have to say a very deserved win for SC Bengal. Let's take a quick look and recap what we have seen. There we go. It is a draw. Started off encouragingly for FC Goa with a draw and of course a 2-0 lead for V Sharma. But then suddenly it was a blitzkrieg from SC Bengal, scoring 3 in that to complete the comeback. And of course the 1 goal to get the winner, which eventually they didn't really need. All they needed was a draw, SC Bengal, but they like to do it in style.
They definitely do, and clearly, Ankit even complaining he could have scored a few more. They definitely had those chances, but it was Vandesa who made the saves. But you've got to talk about who the hero of the match has to be. No doubts, really, no questions being raised. Has to be this man, Ben07, Shayantan, whatever you call him, has made sure that they walk home with those 3 points. And what an incredible comeback from his side today.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of players would have crumbled being 2-0 down against V Sharma, but Shayantan, he's been there, he's been around, and as I said, this was a battle of youth versus experience, and you have to say the experienced heads, the cool heads of SC's Bengal eventually triumphed over here, didn't get worked up about it. He's been a pro player for very, very long, took a break from being pro, came back again. So he's had a lot of time to process how this stuff works, the mental side of the game. And you could see that very much evident with Shayantan today. And let's find out now which was the Terra Virtua super moment of the match. I get the feeling it's one or the other winning goal. There you go. I think it is the winning goal from Shayantan over there. You could see at 78 minutes, very, very good time to score. Didn't give V Sharma a lot of time to react, and getting into that familiar position for the cutback and finishing it off.
Yeah. And this is the point, right? This is the point where V Sharma must be kicking himself in the foot, just really disdained about the fact how could he let that goal slip by. And that was scored in a similar fashion, right? Once is a mistake, second time that has to be a crime, and he's not going to forgive himself for that. But let's see how have things changed in terms of the leaderboard. I'm clearly speculating SC Bengal, they're just marching ahead with the lead, still 1 game less played, and they're sitting at 30 points. So at a point it will all come down to the fact that all the teams are going to be anticipating SC Bengal ko top pe rehne do. We're going to be contesting for the rest 3 spots.
Yeah, and of course for FC Goa, that leaves them very crucially outside of the top 4. They of course do have a game in hand, but that would only take them to 3rd place because of the goal difference that they have, which is very, very inferior to Mumbai City FC. So I think even a point today would have been a good result for them, because it could have negated that goal difference, that the disadvantage they have against Mumbai City FC. And we do have an interview with Ben07. Let's head straight over there. And there we go. Shayantan bhai, comeback king. कैसे किया यार आपने आज?
नहीं, अंकित ने काफ़ी सपोर्ट किया गेम का टाइम में, क्योंकि मैं 2-0 काफ़ी अर्ली डाउन हो गया था, एंड वंस इज़ अ वेरी गुड प्लेयर. सो उसके बाद अंकित ने बोला नहीं गोल आएगा, तो मैं तो फिर उसके टैक्टिक्स से मैं 4-1-2-1-2 चला गया. 4-1-2-1-2 वंस की टैक्टिक्स है, तो मैंने सोचा ठीक है ट्राई करते हैं. तो फिर वो कटबैक वाला 3 गोल ईजी था. 3rd गोल लकी था, बट गोल इज़ अ गोल.
बट शांतन, आप ये बताइए, जो आज थोड़ा सा आपके मैचअप में चेंजेस हुए थे, यूजुअली आप जाते अफनान के अगेंस्ट, सो इसके पीछे क्या रीजनिंग था?
नहीं, फर्स्ट लेग में अंकित ने वंस को खेला था एंड मैंने अफनान को. तो इस लेग में मैंने बोला था कि नहीं मैं वंस को खेलूंगा, एंड हम दोनों ने पहले ही डिसाइड कर लिया था कि नहीं हम एक दूसरे के साथ खेलेंगे, मैं और वंस. सो इसीलिए ये मैचअप था.
Right. So
ओके बट वो 2-0 डाउन पे कैसा लग रहा था? ऑफ कोर्स टैक्टिकल चेंज किया एंड प्रीटी मच तीनों गोल ऑलमोस्ट एकदम कार्बन कॉपी जैसे थे, तो ये अंकित ने ही बताया कि ये वाला मतलब सॉर्ट ऑफ साइड पे जाके कट बैक मार के कर लेना, और कैसे कैसे सोचा आपने करने का?
नहीं, एक्चुअली 4-1-2-1-2 खेलता है, तो 4-2-3-1 वो नया फॉर्मेशन ट्राई कर रहा था, तो वो चल गया। उसके लास्ट 2 गेम में भी वो उसने ट्राई किया था वंस ने। सो मैंने सोचा कि 4-1-2-1-2 में क्या होता है कि गैप्स, जो बीच में गैप्स रहते हैं वो थोड़ा कम होते हैं, अपने प्लेयर्स भी बॉक्स के ऊपर होते हैं, तो इसीलिए मैंने चांसेस लिए।
एंड चांसेस लिए और चांसेस चल भी गए, आपने जीत हासिल कर ली वी शर्मा के अगेंस्ट, और आई थिंक वेरी वेल डिजर्व्ड हीरो ऑफ द मैच। एंड इसी के साथ साथ यू नो यू स्टीयरिंग अप, एंड आई डोंट थिंक अब कोई रोकने वाला है आपको इस टूर्नामेंट के अंदर।
नहीं नहीं, मैं और अंकित ने बोल दिया कि अभी हम लोग पॉइंट्स टेबल की तरफ देखेंगे नहीं, सिर्फ अपना गेम बाय डे हम लोग फोकस करेंगे।
थोड़ा सा तो देख रहे होंगे।
नहीं 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 नहीं, मैं देखता हूँ बट अंकित बिल्कुल नहीं देखता।
अच्छा ये बताइए, कोई वैलेंटाइंस मैसेज आया आपको? अंकित को तो आ गया होगा, बट आपको,
हाँ,
आपके बारे में
अंकित को तो
बताओ।
आ ही गया होगा।
बट
नहीं
आपका?
नहीं नहीं, आई एम स्टिल सिंगल, आई एम स्टिल सिंगल।
डोंट वरी, चैंपियन
वेल
बनने के बाद शायद वो सिंगल वाला स्टेटस हट जाएगा।
या होप
but
सो।
yeah. Yes, let's hope so. And of course, if you are enjoying watching these guys, please send messages to Shantan as well. And of course, SC's Bengal se to messages to aapko aate hi honge. And all the best for the rest of the tournament. And we will chat with you soon. Cheers.
या थैंक यू सो मच।
Oh, it's sad, you know. Again, I think after him having that championship trophy with, him being 15 lakhs richer, getting a chance to represent India, I'm pretty sure that Shadi.com pe काफी सारे, already prospects आ जाएंगे. But that apart, for all you guys out there, all you single and committed guys out there, you can also get your hands on a collection of player trading cards to get an anime team badge for free, worth $19.99. So all you've got to do is head on to www.terravirtua.io/ISL. Get yourselves registered up there, and might as well show your support for the boys from FC Goa, or maybe SC Bengal. You never know. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally done with this first fixture. But show abhi bhi baki hai. Before we head out, a huge shout out to our sponsors. Of course, eISL is brought to you by Coca-Cola, and a huge shout out to our associate sponsors, Hero Esports Partners, Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners, PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners, Terra Virtua, for making this event happen. That being said, Azim and I, we're gonna take a quick little breather. We will be back in another stream, so you don't forget to check us out over there.